Look how dark this is. It smells good. It smells like coffee and chocolate. This is a glass of stout by a brewery called Local Homebrew. This is one of the reasons why I wanted to go here sa Baguio para matikman at mabisita yung brewery nitong Local Homebrew. Tikman natin. It's chocolatey. It tastes like coffee. Ang kapal nung lasa niya sa lalamunan, like all stouts. Ang sarap niya. Pero ba't ko nga ba dinayo sa Baguio itong Local Homebrew? Actually kasi, na-meet ko na yung brewer nito many months ago. And nakakwentuhan ko siya. Tapos I found out that he's also a brewer here in Baguio, na naka-base siya dito sa Baguio. So ever since, I've always wanted to visit Baguio para malaman nga or matikman itong kanyang beer. Kwento niya sa akin, it's a cooperative type of brewery. His name nga pala is Ramon Mapa, and he's doing this home brewing para matulungan yung community niya here in Baguio. Okay guys, so nandito tayo ngayon sa brewery ni Mr. Ramon Mapa. This is the brewer of Local Homebrew. Tingnan nyo yung ano niya, yung brewery niya. It's literally a homebrew kasi nandito lang kami sa bahay/opisina niya. This is his setup. Look at it. He has an area here kung nasan yung mga tangke niya. And dito siya nagpo-brew. Ganito kasimple. It's very fascinating. It's very interesting for me na makilala or makita kung paano ginagawa yung mga craft beer na ganito. Sir Mon, paliwanag mo sa akin briefly. Very very simple lang kasi hindi naman ako technical na, I'm not a brewer. And yung mga nanonood sa atin, hindi rin naman mga technical people yan. But I'm seeing a very simple setup. See? Pakipaliwanag lang sir kung paano nyo ginagawa yung beer mo na local homebrew.
Ang setup nito is what we call the 3-vessel setup ng brewing. So which is meron kang tinatawag na the hot liquor tank or the hot water tank, and then meron kang mash tank. So yung mash tank na yan, so dyan nilalagay yung crushed grains, and then nagre-recirculate yan para dun sa extraction ng fermentable sugars. Then after nyan, so papasok dito pupunta dito sa tinatawag nating boil kettle. So yun yung parang simple setup. Ito yung basic setup sa all grain brewing, So kasi nag-start kami sa Biab. Nag-start ako sa Biab yung brew in a bag na nagamit ka lang actually na isang pot. Actually ito yun. We started with a very small pot.
Oh, that's small. Pwede ka nang mag-brew ng beer ganyang kaliit na.
Yeah.
Kaya nyo, parang kaldero lang na.
Yeah, kaldero lang yan. Around, I think, 30 liters or 20 something ang kasya dito. So that's where we started.
That's how you started, ganyang kaliit.
Tapos brew in a bag yan.
So sir, pag ganyan kaliit yung start mo, mga ilang bote or gaano karaming beer ang nabubrew?
Usually, parang around 20 bottles. Then later on, dahil parang medyo nagkaroon ng demand sa mga friends namin. So, nag-expand na kami. Hindi pa to, pangatlong expansion na to eh. So, may bigger pero nandun sa isang stock room. So, which is around, I think, 40 liters yung capacity. Now, 75 liters. So,
So, this setup, parang mga ilang bote ang nai-yield, ang napoproduce nito?
Kasi ang aming capacity ng fermenter namin, which is conical na lahat, 75-80 liters yung capacity niya. So, which is 3 kegs. 3 na Cornelius keg na ganyan. So, which is 90 liter. Tatlong ganyan ang capacity ng bawat isa. So, mash, then boil, then magre-recirculate yan para lumamig. So, we're using this what we call yung plate chiller. So, kukul yung wort. Then after nun, pag malamig na, nasa 20 degrees centigrade, pupunta na yan dito sa fermenter. Ayan.
Dito na siya na-ferment. Nice.
Dito na fermenter.
So that's the last stage, kumbaga, ng making beer? Not yet?
Not necessary pa na. Ito yung fermentation. After nito, syempre packaging na. And then carbonation. So actually, pwede ka mag-carbonate dito. Pwede rin naman. Pero mas madali kasi mag-carbonate. Madaling kontrolin. Sa may keg na mismo.
Sa keg na mismo.
Sa keg na mismo. So everything dito is done in what we call a closed system. So kapag nagpo-brew, lahat yan para nakasarado. So using this tube and everything. Before we start, boil ng tubig, recirculate lahat yan para luminis.
Sir, I have a question, sir. Do you have to be a scientist or a chemist para matutong gumawa ng beer? Because ako, I'm also fascinated by it, but natatakot akong simulan or gawin because I'm not very hindi ako masyadong magaling sumunod sa mga recipe.
Ayun. May ano, actually may level na medyo technical siya.
Oo.
Parang madali yung process.
Oo.
Parang ganun. But then it takes a lot of dedication at medyo dapat maging academic ka ng konti kasi may technical at science siya, science and math.
Yeah.
So hindi siya simple parang hindi lang kaya parang if you're passionate about beer, no, hindi enough yung passion eh. Parang, you have to be passionate about it. You have to be passionate about the science and mathematics involved sa kanya.
Science and math kasi.
Sa science and math. And the art, parang gano'n eh. Yun eh, yung paano yung art.
Oo.
How would you infuse the art there? Ano?
Okay.
But then maganda kasi parang baking kasi yan eh. Kasi ako, nagbe-bake ako. Yung the way you process from the flour, tapos magiging siyang mamasahin mo siya, then mag-expand siya, and it turns into bread. That's something parang nakaka-interest.
The chemistry of it. Yeah.
So parang ganun din yan eh. So from the grains, from the malted barley, extract mo yung sugars niya. May science din yan kasi may maintain kang temperature.
Yung natikman ko kagabi, sir, is it stout at saka golden ale?
Yeah, golden ale. Basically, yung golden ale is our parang take sa Belgian pale ale na may British hops yung atake.
So dito mo siya ginawa.
Dito yan.
Magkahiwalay na process ang stout at saka pale ale. Of course, di ba?
Kasi dark ano yan. So ito may laman pa yan na stout, may laman pa tong.
So right now this is happening. This is fermenting.
Actually nabawasan na to nag-package na kami. Ito yung currently fermenting, which is yung white beer, yung German wheat beer. Ito yan.
May wheat ka dyan. Pero hindi pa tapos ang brewing yan.
Hindi pa tapos actually. Okay. We can, pwede ko ano sa'yo, then you can, familiar ka sa wheat beer.
Yeah.
Yan. Paano ko sa'yo. Nasa process pa ng fermenting, pero kung familiar ka sa aroma niya, i-ano natin.
So right now, merong nasa in the middle of brewing or in the middle of fermenting si Sir Ramon na wheat beer. Although, sir, tama ba? Hindi pa siya alcoholic. Kumbaga, wala pang alcohol. Tama ba?
May alcohol na. May level na ng alcohol.
Okay. So, ganun pala, in the middle of the process of fermenting, pwede mong istorbohin yung
basta
yung
na,
beer?
So, huwag mo siya i-shake and everything. Basta long na nasa closed vessel siya.
Okay.
Ang kalaban kasi during fermenting is yung oxygen eh.
Okay. So, ipapatikim sa atin ni Sir Ramon yung kanyang wheat beer. But it's still a work in progress. It's still fermenting right now.
Pero just para maano mo yung may idea ka na later.
Ayan, okay.
So, nasa ano pa yan.
Sir, before ko i-taste to, Sir Mon,
amuyin mo muna.
I wanna ask muna, how long does it take pa before masabi mo na it's done or it's finished?
Pinaka-best kung parang rule of 1 month is okay.
1 month?
Ako ang ruling namin kasi sa you can actually ferment in 2 weeks. Yung iba, nagagawa nila mabilis. Pero mas sa amin, gusto namin mag-sit yung beer namin na mas matagal. Kasi mag-sit siya na mas matagal, nako-condition siya, much better.
And this one, itong papatikiman mo sa
lang yan, halos 2 weeks pa lang yan.
2 weeks pa lang, so parang halfway pa lang
halfway pa lang yan.
Of the fermenting process. Alright, sige, cheers. Tikman natin.
Smell mo yung maamoy mo yung clove banana flavor.
May banana flavor ito. Banana and clove.
Banana clove. Kasi yan yung characteristic aroma, flavor characteristic ng wheat beer eh. Yung banana clove.
Actually, first time ko, sir, makakatikim ng beer na hindi pa tapos.
Kaya medyo mapapansin mo, hindi pa nag-attenuate masyado yung yeast. Ayan, hindi pa nag-gluconate.
Tikman natin, guys. I'm excited. Oh yeah. Lasa na talaga yung wheat, no?
Lasa
na yung wheat. But wala pang carbonation.
Wala pa.
Hindi pa siya carbonated. And yung alcohol,
nasa in the middle.
Wala pa, hindi ko pa nalalasahan yung alcohol sa lalamunan at sa bibig.
Pero may level na ng alcohol yan kasi continuous yung fermentation.
How do you know kung ilang percent? Kasi pag iniisip ko, paano nila nalalaman kung gaano ka precise yung alcohol percentage nung beer?
Pagkatapos mong maboil, may measure kami tinatawag na pre-boil gravity at meron yung post-boil gravity. So, gumagamit kami ng hydrometer. Ito yung isa na ginagamit na
may tool.
Yep. Oo.
May tool pala na ginagamit para malaman yung precise.
So may tinatawag na pagka post-boil,
Oo.
so kukunin yung original gravity na tinatawag. Basically, it's the density that you're measuring. Kasi ano yan, parang concentrated sugars na mangyayari yan. And then may measure namin dito yung tinatawag na points ng gravity niya. So 0.40 and so yun yung original gravity. And then after na mag-ferment, kukunin namin ang FG, yung final gravity. So yung OG, FG, may mathematical kung masipag kang magmano-mano ng computation. And then, makukuha mo na doon yung ABV niya.
That will tell you the exact amount ng
Pero ngayon, may mga software na kasi kami, we're using software. Yun yung Brewer's Friend ang ginagamit ko. Software. So, input mo na lang doon. Then, it will give you yung ano. Tapos may ano pa yun, may parang mga correction.
Okay. Eto sir, hindi mo pa masasabi kung ilan ang ABV nito?
Hindi pa, kasi hindi pa tapos yan.
Definitely, lasa na siyang wheat beer.
Then from there, package siya. May tinatawag kaming cold crushing. Or minsan condition lang din namin dyan matagal para mas mag-settle down yung mga proteins, mga haze and everything. Sa amin kasi medyo particular kami sa clarity. Medyo mas gusto namin clear beer. May clarity. And then, ito, isang tawag namin dito.
Ref na yan, pampalamig.
Actually. So, lalagay namin dito yan. Kino-cold crush namin yung beer.
Okay. So, nakakeg na yan, tapos papalamigin na. Then, it's going to be ready na for distribution.
For fermentation muna. Ay, carbonation.
Carbonation.
Pero cold crushing, nagko-cold crush kami para lahat ng sediments, protein, and haze and everything, mag-settle down sa bottom. Tapos, pupurge namin muna yan. And then after that, mag-ano na kami, magka-carbonate na.
Okay. The carbonation is the last process.
Yun na yan. Ito ano yan? Ang tawag dito, Jackie Box. Ito ang tawag dito, Skeezer. Ito yung pinakaunang freezer namin. Tapos kami lang din, ako lang gumawa ng nito. Mas cheaper siya, although mahirap lang ikarga.
DIY yung mga, yung
karamihan
setup
DIY.
yan.
Even ito DIY yan, except sa mga
yung mga tangke.
Merong mga pre-package na, pero parang yung presyo, makakabili ka ng 3 ganito.
Would you be comfortable to say, kunyari, this kind of setup, how much ang nagastos mo para mabuo yung ganyang klase ng setup?
Pero sabihin mo na nasa almost nagko-close na siguro sa 500k, including yung mga iba pang setup. Siguro mga ganun na sa 400 to 500.
Okay, 500k. But you can, kaya sabi mo nga kanina, doon nga sa maliit na kaldero lang. You can start your brewing,
Yep.
This parang balde lang yan, and that caldero, pwede kang makapagsimula.
Nung gumamit kami nun, nag-shift na rin kami sa, yung mash, ito yung mash tun namin na cooler based. Kasi mas na-regulate niya yung Ito rin, so parang
orokan lang yan,
orokan.
Cooler lang.
So ito yung ginawa namin mash tun. So parang yun, dito kami nag-mash, doon ang boil. So later nag-expand natin, doon lang. Ito yun. So ito mga DIY yan.
Everything is DIY. Very good. Ang ganda.
Except lang to, yung mga ilan kasi hindi mo magagawa yung DIY yan.
This is an actual and literal home brew. So, ayun. Actually, hindi ko na-expect, sir, na akala ko simple lang. Medyo ganun pala komplikado rin pala, no? Kahit i-try sa atin i-explain ni Sir Ramon na in simple terms. Medyo kailangan mo talaga maging scientist para matutong makagawa ng masarap na beer. Nagkaroon tayo ng instant lesson how to brew beer from Mr. Ramon Mapa. When he's explaining it, I can feel his passion and his knowledge na parang, it's very scientific. But for me, ako, hindi naman ako brewer, taga-inom lang ako.
Pero yun ang puhunan dun kasi nag-start kasi kami talaga, we drink a lot. If you want to brew, drink beer. And then, drink yung high quality beers. Kasi doon mo madidistinguish yung difference yung styles. Halimbawa, kung magbu-brew ka ng stout, huwag kang mag-rely sa yung nandito na local na Negra, for example.
Cerveza Negra.
Go for Guinness. Kasi doon mo makikita yung difference. Andun yung style talaga If you're looking to brew a wheat beer, for example, inumin mo ang Paulaner, inumin mo ang yung Edinger, inumin mo ang Francis Canner. Kasi doon mo makikita yung subtle difference.
So, ang local homebrews are available sa Calle Uno. Ano yan?
Sa
Smokehouse?
Highland
Smokehouse,
Highland
where
Smokehouse.
we went to last night. Natikman natin yan doon. So, aside from those places, saan pa available ang local homebrew?
Wala na iba eh. May kumukuha yung mga nag-events pero hindi kami maka-respond kasi nga yung demand baka hindi namin makaya kasi may NGO work kami. And then at the same time may brewing. But then etong brewing namin is part of ng social enterprise ng aming NGO. Kaya nga, hopefully etong year na to before mag-start yung bagong project namin sa communities is mas-systematize namin kasi kumbaga nakakatulong rin siya sa operations namin.
Thank you at pinapunta mo kami, pinakita mo sa akin itong
Ayun, salamat
homebrew
din
mo.
for visiting and salamat for trying our beer.
Yes. And in this channel naman kasi, Sir Ramon, ang mga pinaka-excited akong ipakita at ipakilala sa mga tao is the smallest homebrews, the smallest microbreweries and microbeers dito sa Philippines. Diba? Sila yung kayo yung feeling ko dapat kayo yung mas tinatangkilik ng mga beer drinkers because it's really good beers.